Sarah had always been drawn to old, abandoned houses. Something about the crumbling walls and forgotten pasts fascinated her. So, when she heard about the Holloway estate, a mansion perched on the edge of town, she couldn't resist exploring it. On a cold, moonlit evening, Sarah arrived at the estate with only a flashlight. The mansion loomed above her, its broken windows resembling hollow eyes. Vines crept along the walls, and the air around it felt unusually still, as if time itself had stopped. Pushing open the creaking front door, Sarah stepped inside. The air was heavy with the scent of mildew and decay. Her flashlight illuminated dust-covered furniture, faded wallpaper, and a grand staircase that spiraled into darkness. Every step she took echoed eerily, as though someone or something was walking right behind her. She wandered into what appeared to be the living room. A massive mirror hung above the fireplace, its surface covered in grime. As she wiped it clean, her reflection stared back at her. But something was wrong. Behind her, faintly visible in the mirror, stood a figure shrouded in shadows. Her heart pounded as she turned around, but the room was empty. Shrugging it off as her imagination, she continued exploring. She found herself drawn to the basement door. It was slightly ajar, revealing a staircase descending into pitch-black darkness. A cold draft seeped out, carrying a faint whisper, so soft it could have been mistaken for the wind. But it wasn't. "Leave," the whisper urged. Ignoring it, Sarah descended the stairs, her flashlight barely piercing the darkness. The basement was cluttered with old crates and rusted tools. In the center of the room stood a chair, its wood splintered and rotting. Ropes dangled from its arms, as though it had once been used to bind someone. A sudden noise made Sarah jump. It sounded like the faint scuffing of footsteps, followed by a low guttural growl. She spun around, her flashlight flickering. In the beam of light, she caught a glimpse of something crawling. Something pale and emaciated with hollow eyes that glowed faintly in the dark. The creature moved unnaturally, its joints bending in ways that defied logic. It let out a chilling shriek, and Sarah bolted up the stairs. Her heart raced as she fumbled with the front door, but it wouldn't budge. Behind her, the whispering grew louder, overlapping voices pleading, crying, and laughing maniacally. Desperate, she ran upstairs, hoping to find another exit. The hallway seemed endless, the doors she passed slamming shut on their own. She stumbled into a bedroom and slammed the door behind her. Her flashlight flickered again and died, plunging her into darkness. The whispers were in the room now, circling her. She felt a cold hand brush her shoulder, followed by another gripping her wrist. The shadows seemed to come alive, pulling her toward the mirror on the wall. The last thing Sarah saw was her own terrified reflection, her face contorted in a silent scream before the shadows consumed her. Days later, locals found Sarah's car abandoned near the Holloway estate. No one dared to enter the mansion, but some claimed to see her silhouette in the window at night, staring out with hollow, lifeless eyes.